Hi, Richard.
Hi, friend. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, excellent. So today we have a very interesting topic because actually something that is coming is happening for some companies and is going to happen for other companies, or they have to consider about that, which is Industry 4.0, 5.0. So it really transforming 4.0 is transforming how business operates from connected machine to AI-driven decision making. But for small and mid-market enterprises, the challenge isn't just about technology, it's about leadership. Because
Hmm.
today or what we're going to try to do today is to explore practical strategies that leaders can use to adopt Industry 4.0 and even prepare for the next level, which is 5.0. And will be interesting to understand exactly what is 5.0 without the complexity or the cost of traditional large scale, large enterprises projects or ERP projects. So off we go. What exactly is Industry 4.0?
Okay, let me just go back in time a little bit, right?
Right,
Industry 1.0, basically these are Industry 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're considered industrial revolutions,
right,
right?
right.
Basically. Evolutions would be a more appropriate term, right?
Yeah,
And back in like the late, like 1780 to 1850 was mechanization, right?
right,
Steam power, water power, and
yeah,
mechanized tools. That was Industry 1.0. And
right,
that led into, a whole phase that went from in around 1870 to 1950. That was called the electrification and mass production
right,
Industry 2.0. That was
right.
where electricity was heavily used, assembly lines were established, division of labor became the way things got dealt with, right?
Yeah,
Standardized products, large scale production, faster
yeah,
output, right? Things like Ford Motor Company.
right,
That was an example of Industry 2.0. And then you get to Industry 3.0, which was like the late, the 70s till about the 2000s, right?
right,
Industry 3.0 was automation and computing. That was the
right,
introduction of electronics, computers,
right,
programmable logical, PLCs, programmable logic controllers, right?
right,
Automated processes, industrial robotics, early integration of IE of information technology into manufacturing, right?
right, right,
So that also includes some of the early ERP systems,
right,
right? And then you get to Industry 4.0, which is still considered today, right?
right.
And there's overlap with these various Industry 1,
Yeah,
2, 3, 4, and 5, that kind of stuff. And Industry 4.0 is more around IoT, Internet of Things.
yeah,
A lot of
Internet of
people have
Things.
heard of that. The use of AI, the use
Yeah,
of robotics, but more significantly for SMEs and MMEs is advanced analytics
right.
being integrated into physical operations, right?
Yeah,
Creating smart, connected systems.
yeah,
Yeah. And doing away with silos. It's about
yeah,
turning real-time data into better, faster decisions in
right.
order to be competitive. That's the best that I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things like IoT gets a lot of play right now.
Yeah,
AI is full of hype right now, and people are excited about robotics. But
yeah,
if we're talking about the practical sense of SMEs and MMEs,
right.
there's plenty of opportunities for those things. But first
Yeah,
off, your system, your smart connected system needs to be enabled with AI, like Trinity.
right.
And IoT is a choice that has to have a cost benefit analysis done for it in every case. But there's always opportunities to capture data in an automated fashion rather than manually entering
Right.
data, right?
So
So that's
that's
Industry 4.0
yeah,
is turning on those capabilities. Excuse me.
right. So then what is 5.0? And is a real just a hype, or because actually we have all automated now, integrated, or allegedly or companies looking to do that. So what would be 5.0 then?
Well, it's emerging now, and people are starting to see a human component that needs to be introduced. And that is what Industry 5.0 is.
All right.
So where 4.0 focused on machine-driven efficiency,
Yeah.
5.0 is about human plus machine collaboration, sustainability, personalized value creation. It's less
Right.
about replacing people and more about empowering them with the technologies. And I really like the concepts of Industry 5.0, because it's not about like, well, let's kill off headcount with an Industry 4.0 enablement. No,
Right.
that's not the point. That would be in total disregard of Industry 5.0, where what you're doing is not replacing people, you're making them more efficient, more effective,
Yeah.
right? Where everybody is playing a role with the new tools, becoming more powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, it also, yeah, I think morale in any kind of company is important. And
Yeah.
if a company starts talking about adopting Industry 5.0, first you got to get in some systems of some
Right.
sort, IoT, AI,
Yeah.
integrated smart systems, right? Then you start talking in your organization about Industry 5.0,
Right.
where they play as important a factor as the machines do,
Right.
right? It's a collaboration.
Right.
And any other strategy is considered unsustainable,
Right.
right? And when you start focusing on personal value creation that's enabled by technology,
Yeah.
right? I think that you end up with a very empowered and happy team of
Right.
workers.
And these for large enterprises probably is much easier because they they have bigger budgets and teams that actually focus in this kind of thing, strategies and this and the other. So why then a small or medium enterprise or mid-market company should care about the 5.0, Industry 5.0?
Well, the technologies in Industry 4.0 especially are no longer the exclusive playground
All
of
right.
large enterprises. They're just not. There's affordable cloud platforms like
Yeah.
Trinity. There's low-cost IoT devices that you can get for dollars,
Yeah.
and AI as a service, that's available to people. All of that means that smaller companies who are really no less complex, they just on, less scale, right?
Right. Right.
Than the large enterprises. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the smaller companies can now leapfrog competitors and punch above their weight by adopting the right systems and
Right.
technology.
Yeah, so that's why they should care because actually now technology enables them what they couldn't do before. Uh,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
and but that would represent another IT spending, another cost for these medium companies, mid-sized companies up to 1,000 employees or so.
Yeah. I think there's less distinction between IT
Yeah,
spending and operational, enablement, right? You
right,
got to have
right.
bit. Once upon a time, I remember a company telling me that they would never use email,
Yeah.
right?
Well, right,
And other companies just more recently, we would never store anything in the cloud. You
right.
know, they didn't understand it. They wanted the servers in the offices. Before that, it was like, we'll never use email. It's never going to catch on. Other companies saying websites are, just a fad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. At those times, there was IT spend, and then there
Yeah,
was your regular business as usual
yeah,
activities, right? But if you do it right, if you do your IT spending right, it's a business transformation. It's
yeah,
not an IT upgrade,
yeah,
right? The goal is measurable business outcomes.
yeah,
Otherwise, what's the point, right?
yeah,
You want faster lead times or to reduce waste or to have higher margins or
yeah,
stronger resilience or to be compliant, just a simple word like that.
yeah,
Then IT spending, you know, and some people distinguish between information technology and information systems. No, well, let's put it all under the banner of technology.
yeah,
If you want to try to forge ahead and compete in today's world without adopting any technology,
yeah.
you're going to be just like those guys who said, I'll never use email.
Right, right. And so what should be the low-hanging fruit then for this adoption of technology?
Well, especially in a world where there's more governance frameworks being,
Right.
sent downstream and upstream, more expectations, more compliance requirements,
Yeah.
right? Automating routine reporting
Right.
and compliance tasks has got to be the lowest hanging fruit, right?
Right.
Another one is like if it's appropriate to your business and you have some kind of real time, yeah, condition monitoring going on in your
Yeah.
business, you might want to take a serious look at using some IoT sensors that would feed those into a smart system, so that you don't have to do the manual work, right?
Right. Right.
Um, Having the right kind of systems and data in order to start doing predictive activity, predictive maintenance,
Yeah.
predictive, costing and stuff like that, to reduce, downtime, to reduce workloads, to reduce mistakes, that kind of stuff, that's a good one. Going with one of the cloud-based tools,
Yeah.
especially Trinity, right? There are cloud-based EAM, ERP, and GRC tools,
Yeah.
but be very careful that you choose one that has unified data visibility across
Right.
the strategic and the operational. Okay.
Yeah.
Last but not least, I know there's a lot of hype out there, but AI assisted data analysis, AI assisted demand forecasting, inventory optimization, et cetera, et cetera. Um, those are good purposeful uses of AI that go
Right.
beyond just chat and creating reports
Yeah.
and AI assisted this, that, and the other thing. That's a space where AI has a real purpose,
Yeah.
right?
And
Yeah.
and
So,
a few things that you mentioned there that actually grab my attention. One is actually in terms of governance and frameworks.
mm,
Because well, we explained that in previous videos, actually
yeah.
early this week, which is governance, which is a why, hows, and what. But in the Industry 4.0, how the governance framework fit into all these in all these things that you're mentioning?
Well, governance frameworks ensure that Industry 4.0 adoption
Right,
is, first off, aligned with strategy, right?
right,
That it's compliant with regulations, and and accountable at every level,
right.
right? It's also an enablement. So it's, that they work for each other, right?
Yeah,
Um, Governance frameworks, trying to adopt one, to track one, to manage the associated risks, to do the data collection, to do the
right, right.
reporting in a way that is effective for decision making without Industry 4.0,
Yeah,
is near on impossible, right?
right.
Basically those two together, the governance frameworks and Industry 4.0, they provide the guardrails for decision making, right?
Yeah,
And risk management and performance measurement and preventing tech adoption from becoming fragmented
right.
silos and short-lived, wasted
Yeah.
investments. Yeah.
So if we mentioned like a large enterprise, they have their own teams and they have a
Mm.
budgets, etc. So a medium, small enterprise between 100 employees and 1,000 employees, how a business like that should get started with these processes, just to take advantage of all these things.
I think, step one is establishing, having clearly defined business goals. A
Yeah,
business is going to do that anyway. We're not
yeah,
trying to teach our grandmother how to suck eggs, right? But you
yeah,
want to define the why. You
right,
want to link any technology adoption to a business goal,
right,
right? Then you want to take a look at your current technology capabilities and know what's your baseline
right,
in terms of delivering on the why
yeah,
before you go changing it,
right,
right?
right,
In choosing technologies, you definitely want to make sure that you can prioritize some quick wins, right? It just makes everybody very, very happy. Don't choose some monolithic ERP 1 year implementation before you ever see a report. Don't do that. Please don't
yeah,
do that, right? Focus on areas with visible ROI
right,
in under 90 days. Yeah. Set
right,
that kind of a target. Yeah.
yeah,
Also, I would highly recommend that you engage the right people. right? Leadership alignment
Yeah.
and frontline involvement from day one, engaging with correct partners, the
Yeah.
right partners, people who actually believe in partnership as opposed to a customer service relationship,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And along with that, going hand in hand with that, is choosing a scalable tool, not
Right.
just fit for the minute, not just the works for now system, right? You want something that is scalable,
Yeah.
that will scale with your business in terms of complexity, but also in terms of volume,
Right.
also in terms of multiple companies and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's my five recommendation. Define the why, map your current
Yeah.
capabilities, prioritize quick wins. What is your priority list?
Right.
Engage with the right people, and
Yeah.
then in that engagement, one would hope that you would choose scalable tools.
Yeah. And I think that actually this is exactly what you constantly mention, that you don't go for a big bang.
No,
First model what
I
exactly.
refuse.
Yeah.
I absolutely categorically refuse to go with a let's implement everything before anybody sees anything.
Yeah.
It's prone to too much failure, and our projects don't fail.
Right. And how Trinity fits into this journey that the company, because actually it is a journey. So it sounds like kind of cliche, but actually it's a whole process to ensure that this is successful and sustainable. Not sustainability in terms of evergreen, but actually sustainable. Actually, the companies keep operating in the market at a profit for a long run.
Yeah. Well, Trinity is built for this purpose, for
Right.
SMEs and MMEs that want to execute, measure, and prove
Yeah.
transformation without the complexity of a monolithic ERP,
Right.
right? Because Trinity integrates EAM, governance, risk, and compliance,
Yeah.
and operational execution in a
Right.
single platform. It
Right.
it's it was designed to be an Industry 4 and Industry 5 adoption priority, right?
Right.
Because you need it to be practical, you need it to be fast, and you need it to be measurable,
Yeah.
across all metrics. And
Yeah.
that was what Trinity was designed for, plain and
Right.
simple. That's how we fit into it.
And usually there's a pros and cons everywhere. So that would be the number one thing that you would say advice to avoid any company in this transition between 4.0 to 5.0.
I would say don't ever adopt technology for technology's sake,
Right.
right?
Right.
I don't prescribe that to anybody. Um, every investment in technology must connect directly to a
Yeah.
strategic goal,
Right.
multiple
Yeah.
strategic goals, whether that's growth, cost savings, compliance, or customer experience. There has to be a top floor decision made to put a system on the people in the shop floor.
Yeah.
That simple.
All right. So and how can leaders then get moving now in this process?
Well, it might seem a bit self-serving, but that's exactly why we created the Trinity 90-day certainty program.
Right. Yeah.
It's a structured hands-on rollout that delivers core Industry 4.0 capabilities within that 3 months, linked
Right.
directly to, KRIs, KPIs, and metrics that, basically the customer leaves that 90 days with a live system, measurable
Yeah.
wins, and a roadmap to scale it up.
Right. Right.
That's how they can start moving now, is give us a call. That's the
Yeah.
best way.
Excellent. Well, okay. So we went through Industrial Revolution to 5.0, 2025. Any final thoughts just to wrap up the call today?
Yeah. Um, just like, don't adopt technology for technology's sake. I'd
Right.
say my final thought, I guess, would be that Industry 4 and Industry 5.0 are not about chasing the latest tech. They're
Right.
about building a business that can sense,
Yeah.
yeah, decide and act faster than the competition.
Right.
That's the outcome you're looking for. The winners will be the ones who start small, prove value quickly, and
Right.
scale what works,
Right.
right?
Right.
So if businesses treat technology as a means, governance as a guardrail, and
Yeah.
people as the engine.
Right.
You
Yes.
know, you do that, and you won't just adopt Industry 4.0.
Yeah.
You'll own it. You'll be totally owning the concepts of Industry 4.0 and 5.0.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, because at the end, there's no industry with an empty building run by machines.
No.
You have to have people, and the best way they interact together is get to better results.
Yeah, the vision of the future where tech replaces people. No, tech is evolving,
Yeah.
and as it does, people do evolve as well,
Right.
right? The roles inside a business evolve, yeah.
Yeah.
And people and their ways of working evolve. There's going to be plenty of work for everybody. It
Yeah.
just might not be the exact same work,
Yeah.
paper shuffling and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I'm not scared of the future that I would be replaced by an AI, or that you would, or
Yeah.
that any of our customers'
Yeah.
businesses would. It's it's about, adopting these things
Right.
without fear, and it is as much about people. That's what Industry 5.0 is all
Yeah.
about, right? It's just as much. It's about a collaboration, and I'm excited about
Yeah.
the next 10 years.
Excellent. Fantastic. So yeah, I think that we have an amazing journey today from digital revolution to today, and we'll catch up again on Tuesday with our technical Tuesday.
Yeah, great.
Fantastic. Thank you, Richard, and see you next week.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.